With her eccentric charm and enchanted ability to turn trash into treasure, Mary Padian was one of those characters on Storage Wars that made you pause and observe, whether she was bidding on mysterious storage units or converting rusty antiques into stunning creations. Mary always brought something unique to the show, but then she abruptly vanished from the spotlight without a big farewell or announcement, leaving fans to wonder what happened to her and whether she left the show. Mary Padian was born on August 24, 1980, in Dallas, Texas. She was always the creative type, but did you know that she comes from a family with a little bit of a showbiz background? Her father, John Padian, was a well-known businessman, but her mother, Teresa, had an interesting career as a Texas real estate agent. Perhaps that's why she still hunts for treasures in the storage locker world. When you hear how Mary Padian began behind the lens of a camera, you can understand why she had an eye for beauty in the simplest things. She studied photojournalism at the University of Texas at Austin, where she learned to capture stories with just one click. After graduating from college, Mary Padian's first significant step in the professional world took her straight to the heart of New York City. Can you imagine a small town? Do you ever find yourself noticing things others don't like old buildings or forgotten items with potential? That's how Mary felt every time she walked through New York City. A girl from Texas suddenly found herself in the big leagues, working as an assistant editor at Architectural Digest, one of the most prestigious design magazines out there. It was like entering a world of luxury creativity and cutting-edge design, surrounded by high-end furniture, swanky interiors, and beautiful spaces. It seemed like the dream job for anyone with a passion for design. Although Mary loved the creativity, something felt off in this glamorous world. New York was fast-paced and lacked the same charm as her childhood home. She wasn't just interested in the shiny, expensive stuff. She was drawn to the worn-out, hidden treasures that others missed. She could find beauty in a rusty sign or an old wooden chair. She knew this whether she was browsing through design magazines or walking down the streets of York. Even though Mary loved design, the fast-paced city life wasn't exactly the right fit for her. She missed the thrill of discovering something unexpected and the hands-on creativity. That's when it dawned on her that she didn't just want to admire design, she wanted to create it. Mary started changing her focus, returned to Texas, and opened a small boutique called Mary's Finds. Her shop became a treasure: upcycled furniture, vintage items, and oddball antiques. Think junkyard meets art gallery. But Mary didn't just sell things. She also told stories through each piece she curated. It's funny how a girl in New York with a camera ended up searching storage units in Texas. But that's only the beginning of her story. As a young woman named Mary Padian, who was already drawing attention not only for her contagious personality, but also for her special combination of intelligence and beauty. Her quick wit and contagious smile made her stand out, but despite her undeniable charm and beauty, it was her eye for hidden gems that truly made her stand out. Fans have long conjectured about Mary's romantic life, particularly given how captivating and alluring she is on screen. Her mystery stems from the fact that she is on a reality show where relationships and personal drama frequently take center stage. Mary has always kept her personal life very private, perhaps because she was so preoccupied with her passion for vintage finds and building her business, or perhaps it's because she prefers to keep things private. But the truth is that she was rarely spotted with a partner before she appeared on Storage Wars. Some fans even began to question how someone like her could not be in a relationship given that she possessed all the qualities people seek, including beauty, intelligence, and fun. However, Mary's focus was always more on the things that really made her happy, like her shop, Mary's Finds, and her creative endeavors. She seemed to find fulfillment in creating something for herself, rather than, though there were no significant headlines or rumors about her love life prior to the show, it didn't stop her from becoming a fan favorite. Her warmth and charm made her very likable, and soon after, people started to wonder if Mary was seeing anyone. However, even when the cameras rolled, she maintained a sense of mystery regarding her relationships. So who could blame her now on something that will surprise you, believe it or not? Before she became the star we all know from Storage Wars, actually won an online Most Likely to Become a Reality TV Star award. That sounds pretty crazy, but who could have imagined that a quirky young woman operating a vintage store in Texas would one day be rummaging through storage units on TV? It turns out that the signs were already there. It's almost like fate was giving Mary P a little nudge before she even realized what was coming. So when Mary won the Most Likely to Become a Reality TV Star award online, it felt like her destiny was already, when it was being written, you could practically hear the universe whispering to Mary, "Get ready, something big is coming." Shortly after, she received a call to participate in Storage Wars Texas, and everything seemed to fall into place. It was as though the award wasn't just a fun little prophecy, but rather an early indication that Mary was headed towards something extraordinary. She was already being noticed and standing out. And when the producers saw her in 2012, it was a perfect fit and her chance. Mary's creative finds were unlike anything fans had ever seen before. She didn't just look for valuable items, but also looked for the odd and quirky, the things that would make people say, "Whoa, that's actually really cool." When she first joined the cast, it didn't take her long to show viewers why she was such a great fit for the show. In fact, she quickly became a fan favorite from the moment she appeared on screen. Of what made her so captivating to watch. But it wasn't just the treasures she found that got people hooked. Mary had this contagious energy that made it impossible not to root for her. Whether she was jumping into a bidding war, cracking jokes, or showcasing her latest find, she was relatable, funny, and a little bit unpredictable, which made for some great TV moments. Despite not being an original cast member, Mary quickly became one of the most recognizable faces on the show, earning a "The idea behind Storage Wars Texas was similar to the original. Bidders would compete for the contents of abandoned storage units, frequently hoping to find valuable items that had been left behind." Mary's unique skill set stood out from the rest. She had an amazing ability to spot potential in seemingly useless or discarded items, and she could turn even the most junked-out finds into something valuable her relationships depended on. She had a devoted fan base because of her vibrant personality and knack for finding hidden treasures. Her chemistry with the rest of the cast, including the savvy and witty Ivy, who she calls her best friend, and the gruff but endearing Ricky, created some of the show's most memorable moments. Mary's debut on Storage Wars Texas was just the start of what turned out to be a remarkable career on the show. She didn't just become a regular, she became the Junkster, a title she wore with pride. Mary Padian's journey took an exciting turn when she joined the original Storage Wars show in its 5th season in 2014. Her fans, who had already fallen in love with her on the spin-off, were thrilled to see her bring her infectious energy to the show. Her enthusiasm was contagious, her instincts were sharp, and her finds were nothing short of impressive. You never knew what she'd pull out next, but you knew it was going to be good. When the other bidders were concentrating on expensive items, Mary's attention was drawn to the oddball, quirky finds. Whether it was a dusty old painting, a vintage lamp, or a variety of oddball items, Mary could always see the potential in things others might overlook. She didn't just see junk, she saw hidden gems waiting to be polished up and given a new life. As the seasons progressed, Mary became more and more essential to the show. She was more than just a guest star, she was a major buyer who appeared in several seasons and established a reputation as someone who could be relied upon to add excitement and success to the bidding wars. Her unique blend of hard work, creativity, and unmistakable energy made her stand out on Storage Wars. And of course, who could forget her dynamic with the other cast members? From her friendly banter with Brandy and Jared to her playful rivalry with Dave Hester, Mary always brought her authentic self to the show. Creating some of the most memorable moments weren't just about the treasures. They were also about the people, the personalities, and how Mary's kind demeanor made the entire experience more enjoyable to watch. In January 2019, 12-season Storage Wars aired its series finale, bringing an end to an era. But Mary's influence on the show will always be remembered. Although Mary Padian became well known during her time on Storage Wars, there is a side of her life that isn't frequently captured on camera. Her strong bond with her family and her entrepreneurial spirit has always been honest about how close she is to her family, which includes her siblings, who are well known for being the camera-ready star on Storage Wars. Family has always been her foundation, and she frequently discusses how her siblings have greatly influenced who she is today. However, many may not be aware of how committed Mary is to her business outside of Storage Wars. Even though Mars finds her, the shop isn't just a place to sell vintage items, it's her passion project. A place where she pours her creativity into every item, making sure each piece has a story to tell. Her entrepreneurial spirit runs deep, and she's always thinking of ways to innovate, expand, and grow her brand. Her life outside of the cameras is also about balance, as Mary has made it clear that while she loves what she does and enjoys spending time with her loved ones and maintaining her sense of groundedness, even when the spotlight is shining down on her, she thrives in the fast-paced world of television and business. She was at the top of her game, riding high on the success of Storage Wars, winning hearts with her special blend of charm, humor, and a knack for finding treasure. It seemed like Mary Padian was everywhere, but as Swift entered the spotlight, she disappeared one moment while bidding on storage units. It wasn't an easy decision, but Mary had her reasons. Her departure was a natural shift in priorities as her life and career evolved. So after the Storage Wars finale in 2019, you might have thought that we wouldn't hear from her again. And then she was gone from the show, leaving fans wondering why she left and where she went. There wasn't a typical exit, no shocking drama or public feuds. Instead, it was more like a quiet shift in direction that left fans wondering what happened behind the scenes. From Mary Padian when she vanished from the show, but in reality, she was just getting started. Life after the show has been an exciting chapter for Mary, and she's been busy broadening her horizons in many cool ways. Let's start by talking about her finds. After Storage War ended, Mary went all out to grow her vintage shop. She had always been passionate about finding treasures, and now she had even more time to devote to her business. She didn't just stop at her physical shop, though. She also increased her online presence, giving more people the opportunity to the transition from TV star to businesswoman felt natural, and Mary made it her own. However, Mary has maintained her social media game strong, sharing everything from DIY projects to her latest vintage treasures on Instagram. It's like getting a behind-the-scenes look at Mary's finds and her personal style. Mary's shop became a go-to place for people looking to add a little personality to their homes, whether it's quirky furniture, unique decor, or one-of-a-kind finds. In addition to managing her business and sharing her most recent discoveries, Mary also occasionally makes public appearances. Fans can witness her love of design, her passion for cooking, and even a few personal updates here and there. It's not just about promoting her business, it's about staying connected to her audience and sharing what makes her tick. You can tell that Mary enjoys interacting with her followers and showcasing her creative side, and she always has that contagious energy that made her so popular on Storage Wars. Even though she's on her own terms now, people still love to meet the woman behind the treasure hunty persona, and Mary loves getting to interact with her fans in person. Despite all these hectic lifestyles, it seems that our girl Mary still knows how to take a break from balancing her successful business and public appearances. She's still very much a part of the vintage and interior design world, whether it's through attending vintage markets, taking part in pop-up events, or meeting up with fans at special meet and greets. And her social media presence. She's managed to maintain a strong relationship with her boyfriend Dylan, whom she met a few years ago. Although Mary and Dylan aren't married yet, they seem to have developed a strong, supportive bond. They've managed to keep their relationship relatively low-key, which is probably why fans don't see much of him on her social media or in the public eye. But from what we do see, it's clear that Dylan values her space, supports her passions, and plays a significant role in her life. Whether they're exploring the relationship between Mary Padian and Dylan appears to be based on love and respect, and it appears to be going well. They reportedly met a few years ago, but little is known about how exactly they met. They seem to have clicked right away, as evidenced by Mary's occasional mention of Dylan in social media posts. They have kept the beginning of their relationship relatively private, and Mary has never gone into too much detail about how they met, but she has managed to make it work. Clear that Dylan is someone special to her fans first started to find out about Mary's relationship when she posted a few pictures of them together on her Instagram. Mary tends to share personal moments on her social media, and her followers picked up on the subtle hints about Dylan over time. Fans began to recognize him in her posts, and that's how most of her audience learned about her boyfriend. Dylan's appearances on Mary's social media have remained pretty low-key, and it's clear that Mary values the privacy she shared glimpses of there. Although Mary hasn't made a big public announcement about how they met, it's clear that their relationship is strong because fans have come to appreciate the glimpses into her personal life, and it's refreshing to see that she's kept things real while focusing on her career. Some fans were curious about the details of their relationship, but Mary has always been respectful of their private life, allowing her fans to enjoy her posts without oversharing passions and her relationship with Dylan. But the problem is that, with all we've learned about Mary over the years, we can't help but wonder what lies ahead for her and Dylan. Will their relationship continue to be kept under wraps, or will we see more of it in the future? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. Mary's journey in life and in love always leaves us wondering what's coming next.